Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I wanted to show how we can update our PYXIS 6K camera. Now it's always good practice to make sure we are running the latest firmware to take advantage of the features that the manufacturers are offering. So here we are on the BLACKMAGIC Design website, and what you want to do is navigate to support and then choose professional cameras. Now as you can see, that will bring the latest firmware updates that BLACKMAGIC has to offer. And what we want to do is we want to navigate to where it says BLACKMAGIC camera, and here it says 9.5.3. Now as you can see, we also have 9.5.2, but 9.5.3 is the latest version, so that's the one we want to download. And as we can see, BLACKMAGIC Design is giving us the choice between if you're operating on a Mac OS or if you're on a Windows. Now, I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to choose Mac. Now, this will take you to a new window. You don't have to fill out this whole form. You can just click Download Only, and that'll bring up a new window. And here basically it says, do you want to allow downloads from BLACKMAGIC Design? Yes, I want to do that, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Allow. And if we look on the top right side of our monitor, we can see that the downloading process has started automatically. Depending on your internet connection, this may take some time, but once it's done, we can just navigate to the file in the Finder, click it, and that'll bring up a new window saying BLACKMAGIC Camera Setup. So what we want to do is we can see that there are a couple of options here. We want to uninstall cameras, so do we want to install cameras 9.5.3. Now, there's also a folder included called Instruction Manuals. And here we can find manuals for the Cinema Camera 6K, the Micro Studio Camera 4K, Pocket Cinema Camera, and so on. So you actually also get the manual at hand if you're having trouble finding it elsewhere. But the file that we are interested in, that's the one called Install Cameras 9.5.3. So double click on that, and that'll bring you to a new window called Installer BLACKMAGIC Camera Setup. You will be guided through the necessary steps to install this firmware. Okay, click Continue. And that'll bring you to the next page that basically is a README file where you can find all the minimum system requirements, if what operating system you're on, and so on. So we're just going to go ahead and click Continue. So that'll take us to the next step that says licensed. Do you want to continue to install this app? Then you will have to accept the conditions in the app agreement. Yes, we want to do that. Now, here it says this will use 5.31 gigabytes of your free space on your machine, and we're going to hit Install. And that'll prompt a new window where you'll have to set your password and then click on Install App. And then let's start writing the files to your computer, and this may take some time depending on the speed of your system. So we're just going to go ahead and let this installment do its thing. Now here it says time left of the installment is about a minute, so it's pretty quick. And the installation was a success. It says here the app was installed. So we're just going to go ahead and close that window. And that'll prompt a new window saying, do you want to move BLACKMAGIC Camera Setup to the paper basket? Yes, I want to do that. So we're just going to click on that one. Okay, so far so good. So now what we want to do is we want to navigate to the folder where we have all our apps installed on the machine, and we're going to find BLACKMAGIC cameras. That'll prompt a new window, and what I want to do is we're going to go to the BLACKMAGIC Camera Setup. Double click on that one, and it says, do you want to allow BLACKMAGIC Setup to find units on your local networks? Yes, I'm going to allow that one for now. As we can see here, no camera or accessory found. Please connect your camera or camera accessory to a USB port and turn it on. So now this is where you will need to hook up your camera to your computer via the USB-C on your camera. Turning the camera on makes the computer see the PYXIS 6K camera, and we can see that my machine has successfully found the camera, and we're just going to navigate to this button here, and it says update available. Without updating, you might miss the latest features. Now we definitely don't want to do that, so we're going to click update, and here we can see it's updating the software to the camera. Now And there's also a little warning saying please don't unplug while updating. What I always like to do is I leave a fully charged battery in the camera as well as hook up the camera to the mains plug. Now this means if something happened either to the battery or if the power should be interrupted by any way, I'm pretty safe that nothing is going to happen, because if the update is interrupted it can actually cause the camera to malfunction. Now I've never had this experience myself, but the manufacturers always have this precaution, whether it's a Sony or Canon or whatever. So we are just going to let this software do its thing and come back in a few seconds. Okay, so now it says update complete, the software has been updated and it's ready for use. And now we can just press done. Now, the next thing I always like to do is to check the firmware on the camera itself to make sure that it has actually been installed. And this is where it gets confusing with BLACKMAGIC, because didn't we just download and install 9.5.3 and here it says 9.2.1. So it turns out that the latest firmware 9.5.3 was specifically written for BLACKMAGIC Ursa Cine camera, the 17K and the 12K. But it doesn't really matter because the app will always install the latest firmware available for the camera. But I did find this a little confusing. But as we can see, we have successfully installed the software 9.2.1. So now it is time to go outside, shoot some images and have some fun with the camera. I do hope you did find this little video useful. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel, leave a thumbs up and perhaps even sharing it. Thank you very much for watching and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.